Divorce certainly brings with it a lot of change in someone's life, but it doesn't have to be a bad change. In fact, when I meet with many of my clients who are either seeking to serve the other party with divorce or their spouse has filed for divorce against them, I remind my client that divorce is actually a new beginning, not an end. And in fact, if the marriage has been bad for a while, having the divorce and then starting over with new relationships is probably the best thing that can happen for my client, and if there are any children, for the children too. The way a divorce is started is by filing a complaint. A complaint is exactly what it sounds like. It's telling the other party that you want a divorce. 30 days after the complaint is served on the other party, the other spouse has to file something called an answer. An answer is very similar to a complaint. While it also answers each of the allegations in the complaint, the party who's been served with the complaint can file something called a counterclaim for divorce. That way, both sides are seeking divorce at the same time, and it requires both parties' agreement to end the litigation. If you want to file for divorce and the other party does not file a counterclaim for divorce, and after filing for the divorce, you decide that you want to end it without finalizing it, you can dismiss the divorce at any time. If the other party files a counterclaim, however, both parties have to agree to end the divorce without reaching a final agreement. A divorce can happen very quickly or take a while. Very quickly is 30 days after the other spouse has been served with the divorce papers, the divorce can be made final. You can actually reach a settlement agreement before that 30 days has run. If the parties want to litigate the case, it's difficult for me to determine or tell you how long it would take to resolve the divorce. Generally speaking, it's about 9 to 12 months. There's also a window of what's called statutory discovery that lasts 6 months after the answer is due, during which time the divorce cannot be finalized without the parties agreeing. In addition to a final hearing in a divorce, you can, or as an alternative I should say, you can have something called mediation, or either side can send an offer to the other side that's agreeable. In other words, you can resolve the divorce by agreement short of a final hearing. An uncontested divorce is where the parties have already agreed to all the terms in the divorce, and they just need an attorney to draw up the papers. I tell most of my clients that they really want to consult with the attorney before they reach an agreement on all the terms, and I tell most of my clients that I would rather treat their divorce as a contested divorce, at least in the initial stages, while we try to figure out what's best for the client. Most divorces, however, take about 9 to 12 months. So once you begin the process, you should assume that it'll probably take you about a year to finish it. During that time, there will be something called a temporary order in place that tries to divide some of the stuff up and tries to get the parties separated and decides who pays for what bills. And it'll be kind of like a pseudo-divorce or a limbo divorce, if you will, because you will be separated. There will be rules as to how you're separated, and you already will begin the new steps towards your new life.